Hey you guys, welcome to the channel. It is I, Sam G, and these are my adventures. Welcome my fellow adventurers. Today we have a special video, and as you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about America's #1 hero, Homelander.
I'm done. I am done apologizing. I am done being persecuted for my strength. You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me.
Wait. No, that's a different script. Just kidding, you guys. We are talking about Captain America today. And honestly, Cap is one of my favorite childhood heroes. Besides Iron Man in Marvel, Captain America was that inspiration, that inspiring hero that just you look up to. Like that is an American right there. You know what I mean? Like that's just something like you look at it and you just go, heck yeah. Like that's a hero. So we're going to be talking about Captain America. We're going to be talking about 4 key people that have donned the mantle. Of course, there's some honorable mentions, but you know, nowadays with the way Marvel is in their comics, it's weird. I just found out there was a Captain America, a railroad Captain America. I don't know. It's just weird. So we're just going to be talking about these 4 people. And let's start off with the OG, Steve Rogers. So, as I always say, yeah, I'm going to be looking at my notes. I have notes written down. I don't memorize things. And with this forehead, you would think I would, but I don't. So, let's give you some Cap facts about Steve Rogers. So, with Steve, he debuted in March of 1941 in Captain America Comics #1, but due to the public not warming up to the comics after a couple of years, like they tried to pass down the mantle, bring him back, and pass down the mantle. And they tried to do this during the McCarthy era of comics. The series was canceled. It was shelved, put to bed, and we really didn't see Cap anymore. Like, he was just gone. However, Cap returned in Avengers #4 in 1964, revealing that Steve Rogers was trapped in ice. So, like, the famous panel of the famous cover of him being thawed out. Yeah, that's how he came back from originally being in the comics a long time ago. And, of course, back when the MCU was good, they showed that. They showed that he was in the ice and he had returned. I don't remember what movie it is, but they showed like the flashes and the glimpse of he was being thawed out of the ice. I don't remember, again, I don't remember what movie it is, but it was shown. Fun fact about Captain America, which everybody seems to get wrong with Steve, he's actually the 5th Avenger. I know with the MCU movie it was the first Avenger, and like some people think he's like the first one. It's incorrect. He is the fifth Avenger to be on the team. With the original founding team of Iron Man, Ant-Man, the Wasp, and the Hulk. Am I missing anybody? If I am missing anybody, apologize.
You did miss someone, you idiot. Thor. How could you forget that? You know what? Just continue the video. Just go.
Yeah, the original team didn't have Black Widow. It didn't have Hawkeye. The original team was... Oh, and the Hulk. I don't know if I mentioned them already, but yeah. Cap joined the Avengers when the Hulk had left, so that's where, you know, he officially joins in on the Avengers. But, you know, Cap was our OG, and since then, there's been others that have had the mantle. You got Bucky Barnes had the mantle at one point, John Walker in the MCU film, and then Sam Wilson. But honestly, Steve is my OG. Steve is my favorite. He's the original. There's not really much to say. He's had awesome moments in the MCU. Like, come on. When he lifted up the hammer, the place erupted in my theater. Even like if you watch audience reaction videos, everybody erupts when Steve grabs that hammer. The only time I didn't like Steve was during the events of Civil War. I was on Team Iron Man. Always on Iron Man's side. In the comics and in the films, I was on Iron Man's side. Listen, I was, okay? Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. I was just on Iron Man's side most of the times. But since we are talking about, as in the video says, who is your favorite Captain America, well, actually, it's who is your Captain America, I am going to be going into details about the others that we will be talking to, not to, but about. And yeah, let's start off with, after our OG, the next Captain America, Bucky Barnes.
Sorry, pal. Guess this is the end of the line.
So, Bucky is Cap. This happened a little later down the line. He's essentially the second Captain America officially, if we're really going into details. In the wake of the Civil War events, which, again, Team Iron Man, always and forever, Steve is assassinated by Crossbones. That was a very moment in time. I remember vividly when it was that panel of Steve dying. I was in shock. There are many times in comics I was left utterly shocked. That was one of them. I think the one after was Superman dying. When I finally read that comic book, like my two favorite American heroes died, and it was just feel free to like do a drinking game of how many times I go because it's gonna be repetitive. But Bucky was furious at Tony Stark for all the stuff happening with Civil War. He blamed Cap's death on him essentially. Because, I mean, hey, if Cap just was with the Superhero Registration Act, none of it would have happened. And also, Bucky was furious at the fact that when Tony became the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., they were doing secret auditions for appointing a new Captain America. And of course, it was said your best friend just died, and then all of a sudden they're going to be holding auditions without even coming to you and saying, hey, we think you should be the next pick. So Bucky actually, which is pretty funny, Bucky steals Cap's shield. And also a fun fact, Hawkeye was actually looked at to become Captain America. I think there's a panel out there, I'll find it and put it, that he's actually throwing around Cap's shield and it's going like fine. But he decides that it's just, he's not going to become Captain America. Like it's not for him. So hey, I would have been interesting to see Hawkeye's Captain America. Maybe that could be a What If episode. By the way, What If, great series. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, in return, Bucky actually steals Cap's shield. But Tony does inform Bucky at one point that there was a letter that Steve left behind and said, if he were to ever die, if he were to ever get killed or go missing, whatever, Tony should take care of Bucky and keep the lineage of Captain America alive. So, in secret, Tony does make Bucky the new Captain America. And he has the cool black suit with the Captain America symbol on it. I do like Bucky's design. We should have seen Bucky be the one to have the shield, but we'll get into that in a second, because I do have my opinions on that. In the aftermath of the Siege storyline, which was a very good one, you should pick it up, things are going great for Bucky. He even gets appointed into the Avengers. But everything takes a turn when he's put on trial for his time as the Winter Soldier. Remember, before Bucky became Cap, he was the Winter Soldier. And before he became good, he was doing terrible things as Winter Soldier, like killing people and, assassinating people, all that type of stuff. There was a lot of blood on his hands. But he is not found guilty in the American courts. But when they brought him to Russia, he was found guilty there. And then he did end up killing 2 civilians. But that stemmed into like stuff with the Red Room, which in fact gets Black Widow involved to bust him out from the Russian jail and bring him back to America. And unfortunately, he stopped being Captain America because of all those events, and he thinks that it would be tainting the legacy of Steve, so then he drops the mantle. With that being said about the comics, I just want to go and talk about the MCU with Bucky and being Captain America. He should have been the one to get the shield next. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you think. Bucky should have become the next Captain America. So here's two ways I see that storyline happening. One, Steve, after Endgame, he's old man Steve. He passes the shield down to Bucky and tells him when the time is right, you know what to do. Because remember, people still see the Winter Soldier as a terrorist, as an assassin, as this bad guy, but he's redeeming himself. So you could have had where he's in Wakanda and he's breaking free from that thing, as they showed with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he's breaking free of the initiation that turns him in his head. And that could have been something like we see through the span of the show or through the span of other things that, there's a void. And it also could have worked and played with the Sokovia Accords that just got, they were there implemented, but then out of nowhere it was like, oh, well, it was a throwaway line in the She-Hulk show because, that show was just great. But, they could have implemented the Sokovia Accords a lot more. And, you could have had that void, and he's just atoning for his sins until he finally breaks free, and then the shield is given to him, and he could have become the next Captain America. But again, what did we get? We got Sam Wilson as Captain America.
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
You could say that again.
And within the first episode, he's like, oh, I'm giving the shield up. I sat there baffled. I was like, what are you talking about? This man, who was Captain America, gave you his shield. And you were just like, nah, I'm just going to give it and they can preserve it. I was like, are you kidding me? I know, people out there were like, what are we doing? Even Bucky was just like, what are you doing? Bucky, Rhodey, both of them were like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, yeah, I want to do this. It's like, come on, piss off. I really think that we should have gotten a redemption story for Bucky, and he could have picked up the mantle of Captain America. But that all went away when it was given to this man in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Captain John Walker's tenure as Captain America.
It's great.
John, I think the first thing everyone wants to know is, what is it like being Captain America? Do eagles fly overhead wherever you go?
Yes. Yeah, that and flags tend to start majestically waving in the wind.
Alrighty, so here we go. Walker as Captain America in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I enjoyed. I know. Everybody's going to be like, oh, blah, blah. No. I enjoyed Walker as Captain America because it goes into the perfect soldier line when it came to finding Captain America when Steve was in the process. Walker's the perfect soldier. Let's see. With my notes, here we go. Walker is actually a decorated war hero and, as I said, the perfect soldier. It was shown to have... I don't even know what I wrote down, but I think what I was trying to say was the people created him to be the successor of Captain America after Endgame. Of course, it became that way when Sam over there just gave the shield up and he became Cap. And he looked so good as Cap, and he was just he's ready to do it. He was so excited. He was so happy and nervous. But the people loved him that he became the successor of Cap. Actually, a fun fact about John Walker in the comic books, he was trained by Taskmaster when he was, starting to be trained to become Captain America. Of course, that couldn't happen in the MCU because Taskmaster was butchered.
Huh?
Let's face it, Black Widow butchered Taskmaster. I still remember the audible, just the oxygen being sucked out of the theater when I saw Black Widow. For some reason, I was there because I was invited by friends. But the oxygen was just sucked out of the theater when it was revealed, the Taskmaster reveal. And I remember audibly saying, "Who the F is that?" And I got the theater to laugh because we were just all like, Who is that? But of course, it's, make it a chick and make it lame. Fun South Park episode, by the way. That was one of the cases of just a very, I don't know whose decision that was to make it that way, but not the best decision you can make. But also with the comic books, during his early days as Cap in Captain America number 355, he shows that he is the U.S. is important above all. Walker is actually a Christian and conservative, and he's a patriot. Sounds just like me.
It's the same, but black.
Like, this man was the epitome of American hero. He wanted to be Captain America, show those American values, USA above all. That's him. And that is Captain America. Captain America it's in the name. It's Captain America, you know? But back to the MCU, Walker does end up, succumbing to a dark side when his friend is killed by the terrorist group in the show. Actually murders a terrorist in broad daylight. And we get that sick shot. It was actually a cool shot and a good way to end an episode where you see the blood on Captain America's shield. Like, it was like, whoa. Because the last time we saw, like, we didn't even see blood on the shield. We thought we thought Cap might have gone for the killing blow in Civil War when he was, going up against Iron Man. Fun fact, because I always tell this to people. When you watch that fight back, Iron Man is trying to kill Bucky. Like, they're actually going all in on each other. There is no holding back. And that's why I kind of disagree with Captain America in the movie. It's like, bro, you're really going to defend your friend that murdered Tony's parents, and you never told Tony, ever. Like, never brought him aside and be like, hey, I know something, I need to tell you something. No, you vouched for your friend. That to me was just like, all right. Poor man's getting jumped just because he's trying to defend his parents' honor. But yeah, he does end up, killing a terrorist in broad daylight. He does get stripped of the Captain America role. Does redeem himself in the end because he did go a little crazy just, being obsessed with being Captain America. But then he redeems himself in the end. But he's, put on trial. And soon enough, though, he's turned into the U.S. agent. And then we've never seen him ever again. Literally, this is the problem with Marvel. And we're going to talk about that once we get to Sam. We saw him, and then we never seen him ever again. No mention of him ever again. It was, you saw him, and now he's gone. And we're still waiting. We're still waiting for the Thunderbolts. At this point, we don't even know if it's going to come out. Just like the Fantastic Four movie, which fucking Pedro Cuxcal, who's playing Reed Richards. We just don't know if it's ever going to come out again, or at all. But yeah, I actually liked Walker's Captain America. There was a lot of indifference when it came to Walker and his time as Captain America, but I enjoyed him as Captain America. Like, this man was thrown into a role. Like, the character was complex. He's just thrown into a role. Just, hey, here you go. Here's the keys. Do it. That's essentially Walker. It was just, hey, here you go. Do it. And it's just like, all right, here I go. And then, like, all that pressure to be above a mantle is just, it came crashing down, and it hurt inside. But I think the funniest thing with Walker as Captain America was the time he tried to go up against Dora Milaje. I laughed. I'm sorry, I laughed when it happened. When he just got mollywopped. But I do want to see what happens with him as U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent is actually a pretty cool character in the comic books. So I really hope that we get something cool with this Thunderbolts movie, which at this point, who knows if it's coming out. I know Steven Yeun just dropped out as the Sentry, even though, I'm sorry, he does not fit the role of the Sentry. But yeah, well, I guess we'll see what happens with John Walker. But now, we go to our current Captain America and our current man adorning the shield. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to Sam Wilson's Captain America. So, what's there to say about Captain Falcon? That's right. I'm saying that right now. And you know exactly what I'm saying. I just don't see him as Cap. I've been trying, I've been reading the books, I've been trying, but I just don't see it. But with my notes, in the MCU, Rogers passes the mantle to Sam in the end of Endgame, and he fully embraces the mantle in Falcon and the Winter Soldier when he becomes Captain America. It still, as I said before, bothers me how, after Endgame, we set that up beautifully, and all of a sudden, you just give the mantle away. I was like, okay, sure. You're giving the keys to the city, and you just give the keys to a homeless man on the street. Oh man, let's continue before I go into my little rant about Sam. Sam became Captain America in Volume 7 of Captain America number 25 in 2014 after Rogers named a replacement due to aging and powers being neutralized. I am still trying to catch up to all these comics, so apparently Cap is hit by something that rapidly ages him and his powers start becoming neutralized. So essentially Sam is given the mantle. And as of today, he's still one of our current Captain Americas. Now, again, I say, I've been trying to give Sam's Captain America a new chance. I call him Captain Falcon because, honestly, that's how it feels. Even in the MCU, for example, they give him the mantle, right? He fully embraces it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then I've never seen him in anything ever again. At all. Nothing. Nada. Zero. He's just gone. And I know that's... And before people go crazy, listen, it's not the actors, it's the writing. I always tell people it is the writing. The writing of characters is what's been the downfall of Marvel in general. Like, I could go into a lot of details, but that is a video that I'm going to be doing possibly next month or in April. Maybe in April, because, April Fool's Day. I definitely released that video for April Fool's Day, because the way the MCU is, it's like a big April Fool's joke. So, with me, I don't know. I just don't, think about it. Bucky, he has his identity. Even when he became Captain America, after he goes back being the Winter Soldier, he has his identity. John Walker has his identity. He becomes U.S. Agent. But I'm sorry, this Sam Wilson is the case of Miles Morales. And I'm not afraid to say this anymore because I'm not going to pander to people. Miles Morales to me is Miles Morales. Like, you have all the other Spider-Mans. You have Spider-Man of 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Spider-Gwen, who is Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Like, it's like, it's not his own identity. Like, if Sam became Captain Falcon, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if he was Captain Falcon.
That's pretty good. But it's taken.
Sorry, JJ. Sorry. Yeah, it is taken. I understand. But I don't know. I'm still trying to read, I'm still trying to read some stuff with Sam as Cap, just to see if I could get into the character. And maybe my opinion will change. But for now, Sam Wilson is Sam Wilson. He's Falcon. He's Captain Falcon. To me, I don't know. He's not really Captain America. Which brings us to the finale of this video. Who is your Captain America? Alright, we're here. Closing thoughts about all this. And I'm going to start off by saying, hey, if you like my opinion, that's cool. If you disagree with it and you want to, debate about it, that's cool too. If you're going to be a child and start name calling and doing all this stuff, you're just going to get blocked. That's pretty much it. That's how it goes around here. I just had to do that on Twitter. I had an opinion about the Marvels. People were like, oh, well, now that people actually got to see it at home, they wanted to see it in theaters. I tried. I actually took the time to watch it. Not my favorite movie. And I had some dude coming at me, calling me names and stuff, and speaking in thugonomics because, some people on social media don't have proper grammar skills and don't know how to speak. So yeah, I just left it at that and blocked them. So yeah, that's the rules here. If you want to debate, cool. If you're going to call me names and you have a cartoon or profile picture that's not you, like a dog or something, you lose all credibility to me right there off the bat because you're going to hide behind a computer screen and say things and you're not even going to show who you are. You mean nothing to me. You mean nothing to me. Yeah. So, besides all that, so now that you know like who I am and how to approach, who is my Captain America? When I see Bucky Barnes, when I see John Walker, when I see Captain Falcon, and when I see Steve, who do I say, yeah, that's my Captain America till this very day? It's pretty simple, guys. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers is my Captain America. I grew up with Steve Rogers. Seen him go through a lot in the comics. I've seen all this type of stuff with Steve. So, he is my Captain America. OG, day one. Steve, where is he? Where's the Lego I recently bought at MegaCon in Florida? Yep, right here. This man, Steve, is my Captain America. Like, I appreciate the other ones, don't get me wrong. Bucky was cool. Walker was cool. Sam, still trying to get used to him. But for me, he's all right. Steve will always be my Captain America. And I don't say that in malice, like people take it. People will take it. They'll hear me say before, yeah, I'm a conservative Christian. Yeah, I'm an American. And they're going to be like, oh, he likes Steve because this, and that. No, that's not the case. I'm allowed to like who I want. Just like people are allowed to like who they want. I remember one time I saw on Twitter back in the day, this person, Star Wars girl, she got dragged by everyone because she said Steve Rogers is her Captain America. And I said to myself, what's the problem with that? That's cool. If that is her Captain America, she is allowed to like that Captain America. If your favorite Captain America is Bucky Barnes, you're allowed to like Bucky Barnes. You're allowed to like that Captain America. If Sam Wilson is your Captain America, you are allowed to like Sam Wilson as your Captain America. If John Walker is your Captain America, you are allowed to like John Walker as your Captain America. I do not understand what it is with some people when they get all offended simply because you like one character over another. It's the same thing with Spider-Man. I could sit here and go, Miles Morales, to me, is Miles Morales, and people will take that in a very harsh way. They will call me harsh names, like they always do, because people reveal who they truly are when you disagree with them. But that is not the case. For example, I grew up with Peter Parker as my Spider-Man, so that will always be my Spider-Man. And you have the same exact thing right there for you guys. If you like Peter Parker as your Spider-Man, you like Peter Parker as your Spider-Man. If you like Miles Morales as your Spider-Man, you are more than welcome to like Miles Morales as your Spider-Man. It's that simple. I keep it real. I don't pander to anybody. I do not change my opinions or my views for anybody or for the modern audience. That is not me. I want to give my content back to everybody, the classic audience. People that, maybe they feel like if they say something of their opinion, they're going to feel scared because people are going to attack them. I don't care. This is a safe space to have your own opinion here. And here's the thing. I heard this quote. Whether you like my content or whether you don't like my content, you're more than welcome to watch it. And that quote is from Eric July, the man that created the Rippaverse. So I went to MegaCon and I actually got to meet him in person. I don't care what anybody says on the internet and people want to drag him. He's actually a very genuine and cool person. I got comics signed by him. And honestly, I will say he inspired me to keep going with my content. He really did. Because I felt like I was going to give up. I felt like I was just going to be like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. And he inspired me to keep going. So, I have all my Rippaverse merch now. Please, go look at it. It's actually pretty decent. It's pretty cool. The Rippaverse is pretty cool. And yeah, thanks to him, I keep going. And I also just say how I feel about things. And I'll just keep it real with y'all. So, yeah, whether you like my opinion, cool, let's talk about it. If you don't like my opinion, cool, let's talk about it. Let's have a civil discussion about it. Again, if you're going to be one of those people that, you're going to be a child and, have a tantrum on my comments, just going to block you. It's that simple. I don't know why everybody makes a big deal. Just block them. It's cool. But anyways, besides all of that, let me know in the comments below, who is your Captain America? Who's the Captain America you like the most? Is it someone I mentioned? Is it someone I didn't mention? Maybe I forgot who other Captain Americas, who's taking up the mantle. Let me know below. Be sure to like, be sure to follow all my social media, and be sure to subscribe to my channel as well. I just do these to have fun. I hope you have a great day. I hope you are blessed by God. May God bless you. And yeah, stick around for the next video coming up next month in March. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know what video I'm going to do yet. I have so many things I want to talk about. There was a Dragon Ball Z video I wanted to do. There is also the review for the movie Prey, the Predator movie. I might do that one. Again, I don't know yet. But again, stick around. Like all my stuff. And I'll see you on the next one, folks. God bless you. And God bless America.